next one, inshallah. Okay, our today class is regarding the pharmacokinetic profile calculation by using the urine data. In case of urine data, we should have to following different points, especially why we are using the urine data and what are the basics of urine data. Urine collection is non-invasive technique. This technique is not applicable for the studies for the approval of FDA or something else, but we can calculate the bioequivalence, even bioavailability of the drugs by using the urine data. It is perhaps a more convenient method of sample collection, and sample size is generally not problem. The sampling time, however, reflects drug in urine collect over a period of time rather than a drug concentration at a discrete time. It means urine data allow direct measurement of bioavailability, both absolute and relative, without the need of fitting the data to the mathematical model. It means it has a unique concept of to use the urine data. And what we are discussing for the amount of drug which we are excreting through the urine, but it has no any metabolites and there is no any other elimination of the drug. How can we start with this? We will first of all assume that if we make a time versus urine concentration data, we will get this type of profile. Why we are getting this type of profile? Because concentration of urine with the passage of time is increasing as we move collecting the data for even 7 half-lives. Then we will get the increased concentration here, and then at the end, after getting the 7th half-life, we will assume the cumulative amount of the drug is excreted or eliminated from the urine, and we will get this type of the graph. This gives us the some cumulative, and we will also check if we make some rate here, means dxu over dt, that will be equal to ku into x. Ku into x means it's a rate constant, which is urinary rate constant, and x is the amount of drug which is excreting from the urine. The difference from the blood and the urine is, in case of blood, we have the same formula, but with the negative sign in case of injections. Why we are getting the negative sign? Because concentration is decreasing in the case of blood samples in the circulatory system calculations. But in case of urine data, we will get the direct relation, and we have no any type of the negative sign because we are assuming that concentration is increasing in the urine as we moving the other next half-lives. So when we take some type of the integration of this equation, just like I will write in the comparison form, then we can assume we can clear it in an easy way. For example, in case of dx over dt kux, and when we take the integration, we will get amount of drug in urine at time t and initial amount of drug in urine at time t minus initial into kut. We will take the common x naught 1 minus e minus kut. This would be the integration of our drug amount in the drug when we assume that drug is only excreted through the urine. And remember, when we in our previous case, when we discussed the plasma, that was the drug concentration minus kx, and after getting the integration, we got the x is equal to x naught minus kt. And same case, ln x is equal to ln x minus kt, because we were discussing with the first order kinetics. When we assume that the amount of initial drug will be equal to, there are some different concepts. For example, this time t. This time t is, as we increasing with the concentration we at time 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 and so on, we will take the time infinity. When we take the time infinity, it means our time when we'll get in infinity, then we assume that we have gotten the maximum amount of drug which is equal to the initial amount of drug. For example, X amount of drug in urine at 1 hour, then we will write the T1. We want to calculate the amount of drug after 4 hours, then we will write the time T4. And when we want to write here the time amount of drug at infinity, infinity means the time at which we were not measurable time. Yeah, it means we will write the T infinity. When we get the power of the exponential in infinity, that factor will be equal to 0. And this will be 1 minus x naught, 1 minus this factor 0 is 1, and our amount of drug in urine will be equal to the initial amount of drug which we have given to the patient. I repeat it. In the case of urine data, we have a simple equation just having little bit difference with the plasma data. Rate of change of amount of drug in urine with respect to time is equal to rate constant and amount of drug which is present in the urine. After getting the integration, we will take the equation in x amount of drug at time t, which is equal to initial amount of drug minus this factor, which is just like a Cp naught E minus Kt. Here is x naught E minus Kut, because we are discussing with the urine. When we take T1, then we will have to write the T1, here T1. Then if you want to calculate the amount of drug which is passing through the urine, which we have collected in the urine at 4 hours, then we will write here T is 4. And then this time is also 4. And we, after getting this Ku initial amount of drug, we will get the answer amount of drug which we have obtained in the after 4 hours. When we take the time infinity, then this equation will be equal to amount of drug in urine at infinity would be equal to x naught 1 minus Ku, time is infinity. And when we solve this amount is xu infinity would be equal to x naught. This equation will give us a very general sentence. It means at time infinity, we have a maximum amount of drug which was our dose which we have given to the patient will be equal to that type of the concentration which is present in urine at time to infinity is equal to initial amount of the drug. This concept is just giving us when we are assuming that drug is only excreted through the urine. There is no any metabolism. Drug is following the first order kinetics. Drug following the first one compartment model. And also there is a passive diffusion. Then we will assume that this equation is correct. Now we have two equations. This is equation 1, say this is 1, and this equation is equation 2. And by using this equation, because in our ARE, which I have already told you in the previous class, our ARE was amount remaining to be excreted, that was equal to amount of drug at infinity minus amount of drug at time t. ARE, amount remaining to be excreted. In my previous lecture, I have told you we have two methods to calculate the amount of drug through the urine. One is ARE, and we are discussing the mathematical concept of the ARE. In case of ARE means amount of drug in urine at infinity minus amount of drug in urine at time t. When we subtract this value into this from this, then we will get ARE. Same case, we have amount of drug at time t, x naught minus E minus Kut, and amount of drug at infinity which is equal to x1. We will subtract this one from this to this one, and we will get the same value which will be called the ARE, amount remaining to be excreted. So in this case, when we take the some difference of these values, for example, we have equation 1 here, and this is equation 2. We will subtract the equation 1 from the equation 2. Equation 2 was xu at infinity is equal to minus x naught, and our equation 1 is amount of drug in urine at time t, x naught minus e minus kt. That was our equation 1. When we subtract it, we will get, cancel this, and our formula is amount of drug in urine at time infinity minus amount of drug in urine at time t would be equal to x naught e minus kt. Remember, this is the actual theme, actual way which we have Cp is equal to Cp naught e minus kt. And remember, x is equal to x naught e minus kt. So we can also write the d is equal to d naught e minus kt in the case of plasma. But in case of urine, we will write ARE is equal to, this is actually ARE, amount remaining to be excreted, ARE would be equal to x naught e minus kt, which is just like the concentration, the amount which is present in the plasma, in the body, because we are converting, we have started with the urine. In case of urine, we assume that maximum amount of drug is present in the we excreting through the urine. But when we modify these all equations, then our AR is equal to x naught e minus kt. So when we make some graphical presentation which is ARE, R I can write xu at infinity minus xu at time t versus time, I will get this type of graph. And this type of graph is just like the graph of the IV injections. And after getting the straight line on the semi-log graph, and just like the IV profile, I will calculate the different parameters, for example Ku and also Cp naught, which will be equal to the x naught minus kt, because we have x naught e minus kt, where it means our extrapolated value, this one is x naught e minus kt. Do you remember that when we use the plasma concentration graph, we have assumed there is a Cp, and that was the time. And when there was a Cp, then we, after taking the extrapolation, we got the value of Cp naught. Same case, this value is actually x naught e minus kt, which is ARE. Then we will write it's x naught e minus kt, and by taking the half of these two values, for example, here is 10 and here is 5, and we are getting these 2 points. This will give us the half-life. Now we are discussing how can we calculate the half-life by using the urine data. First of all, what we have to do, we have to first convert this urine data into just like IV data, just like our plasma data. And for the conversion of this urine data to the plasma data, we will make a concept of the ARE, which is amount remaining to be excreted. And that would be equal to x naught e minus kt, or that would be equal to the amount of drug which is present in urine at infinity minus amount of drug which is present at time t. Then by plotting this, we can take the half-life. Okay, the same way we can calculate the Ku, which will be equal to ln x2 minus ln x1 over T2 minus T1. And same, we can calculate the other parameters which we required for the development of some bioequivalence or the bioavailability studies by using the urine data. This was the amount remaining to be excreted. We can obtain the elimination half-life, and the elimination rate constant, which is the same method from the graph. Note that one cannot obtain the apparent volume of distribution. We cannot calculate the VD. And on the semi-log plot, this is true only when there is an absence of the metabolism or some other conditions which we are required. Okay, in case of urine, in case of ARE method, we have urine samples must be collected until such time that practically no additional drug appears in the urine at least 1/7 of the half-life. No urine samples can be lost or urine from any samples used for the determination of amount of drug. Exact volume of urine at each time interval must be known. This is time-consuming method for the drug with long half-life. If we have a half-life of 1 day, then we have to calculate the patient's data for the seventh half-life. Same case, there is a cumulative buildup of error. For example, if we have some error in the initial calculation, then till end we got the error. So this method is, we say this is the non-invasive method. Okay. What about the mathematical approaches of this type of the method is, in case of, when we want to get an example of ARE, how can we calculate the ARE by using the data profile? Then we will have to make some table first, and then we get the ARE values. In our previous class, we have already made the table which contains 7 or 8 columns. Among them, in case of urine, we have, first of all, the interval of the time interval of urine collection, which is in hours. Other is volume of urine, which is in ml. Drug concentration in urine, milligram per ml. Mass of drug in urine in milligram. Cumulative mass of drug in urine, which is XU. Okay, start with the same example. For example, we have a time interval 0 to 1 hour, and we have given a patient a dose of 80 milligram. Then we collect the urine samples from the patient, and these samples contains a different amount of drug because the time frame and the urine volume is different. So we will first make the time intervals, not the exact time. 0 to 1 hour, 1 to 2 hour, 2 to 4 hour. There are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 time intervals for this drug. 1 into 2, 2 into 3, then 3 into 4, 4 into 5, and 6 into 5 into 6, then 6 into 12. Okay, first one was volume, that was 200 ml in first hour of a patient, then 50 ml, then 50, then 100 ml, then 25 ml, 1 to 5 ml, and 250 ml. Okay, we estimated the amount of drug which was from the urine by applying the standard curve or the linearity curve. The amount was in milligram per ml, that was 0.200, 0.400, 0.200, 0.050, 0.100, 0.010, and 0.005. This was the amount of drug which we have calculated. Why? How we can get, we got these values? Because this is a concentration, and concentration we obtained by using the standard curve. We construct the concentration in milligram per ml of the known concentration of the drug in water and time and its absorbance, and make the straight line. And by using this equation, y is equal to mx plus b, we calculate the unknown concentration of the drug by modifying this formula. X is equal to y minus b over m. This is actually x we have obtained, amount of drug, and it's concentration of drug in milligram per ml. And when we multiply this concentration with the volume, we will get the amount, because we already know the formula of the VD, volume of distribution, is actually Cp naught over x naught, and x naught over Cp. And in case of when we want to measure the x naught, then we will multiply this for example, we have the formula Vd is equal to x naught over Cp naught, and this Cp naught would be equal to Vd into Cp naught is equal to x naught. We want to measure the amount, then we will multiply this volume with this concentration. We will multiply this volume with the concentration. After getting this multiplication, we will have the answers. For example, in case of first, we have the 40 milligram drug. In first hour, drug is passed through the urine, which is 40 milligram. Okay, in the second hour, the concentration was 20 milligram, then 10, then 5, then 2.5, then 1.25, and then 1.25. This is the different amount of drug which is eliminated at the different time intervals. Why we are getting the different answer? Because we have the different volume, and our drug is following the first order kinetics. In the initial stages, in the early time, we have maximum amount of drug in the body, so we are getting the maximum amount of drug in urine. But with the passage of time, the amount is decreasing, and our amount of drug is also in the urine is also decreasing. Okay, we will take the cumulative values. For example, we will write here 40 first. 40 plus 20 is 60. 60 plus 10 is 70. 70 plus 5 is 75. Plus 2 is 77.5. Then 1.25 means 78.75, and then it's 80. This is also a cross check of this method, because in this method we got at the cumulative concentration the same amount which we have given to the patient, that is 80 milligram. Now we have calculated the amount of urine at time t, and this is our amount which we say this amount is just like the amount which should be present at time infinity. It means if we have this one xu at time infinity, and these are the xu at time t, we will got xu minus at time infinity minus xu at time t, this one, this one, this one, this one. These are basically AREs, amount remaining to be excreted. Okay, next we will make another column which will give us the ARE concept, amount remaining to be excreted. We can write xu at infinity minus xu at time t. Also we can write it's actually ARE. ARE are the difference between the cumulative and the dose concentration. Okay, when we take the difference in case of ARE, we will get first 80 minus 40, that is 40. This 80 minus 60, answer is 20. This 80 minus 70, 10, then 5, then 2.5, then 1.5, and then 0. Okay, another check of our correction of this our method is, in case of ARE, we will got the answer 0, means drug is not present in the plasma now, because total amount of drug is now in the excretion phase in the urine. But in case of cumulative, we got the value that was given to the patient in the form of the dose. In the start we assume that the amount of drug which is given to the patient by IV injection was 80 milligram, and drug was following first order kinetics. Drug was following the one compartment model. Passive diffusion was the preferably used, and elimination was only by using the urinary renal clearance, and other is there is no any metabolism. So all these parameters will be considered as correct. Okay, now we got the answer of the ARE, but the question is from where we should have to take the time, because in case of our ARE method, we will have to construct a curve which is ARE, amount remaining to be excreted versus time. Now time is time of our time is actually time intervals from 0 to 1 hour, 1 to 2 hour. We will take the maximum time interval, that will be time in hours. Okay, maximum time intervals are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 12. Okay, now we got the two columns which we required. Time versus concentration, time versus ARE. ARE is actually the amount of drug which is present now in the body, but we have started from the urine, remember. We have started from the urine, but we approach is now here, that the amount of drug which is present in our plasma. So we will construct the semi-log graph. Here is the time, different time intervals, and these are our concentrations, not start from the 0 because it's semi-log graph, and we will put the values here, okay, these points, and after coinciding these points, we will take this type of line. You can see ARE here, 40, 20, 10, 5, 2.5, 1.5 and 0. It means decrease in the concentration, just like the IV injection. When we plot this equation, this value with this, we will got the same scenario just like our IV injection profile. And after getting this IV injection profile, we can assume that this curve will give us the same values of K, that will be called Ku, rate constant at urinary rate constant, and also it will give us the value of half-life, which is called elimination half-life, and also AUC. Yes, we can calculate AUC, but first of all, we will assume that these concentrations, these are the ARE concentrations, a difference of the time and the average of the concentrations. We can also take the AUC. This was the one method by using the ARE. We have, in this lecture, we have calculated by two ways, by mathematical and also by the data. In your next lab, we will give you data of the urinary amount of drug which is present in the urinary urine, and there its volume, and you people, especially our class, will have to make a experimental our lab experiment in which they will have the same profile, like making some columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns, and by taking and constructing this graph, ARE versus time, then calculate its pharmacokinetic parameters. This will be our lab assignment. We will share you on LMS. Okay, another method was the rate of excretion method. Rate of excretion method. Rate of excretion method is basically amount of change of drug concentration with respect to time, and this concentration, this rate of change of concentration is, actually we can write dxu over dt, dxu over dt. I will first complete this table, then I will once again move towards this mathematical point of view, because now we are on the data profile. So I will first continue with the same data by taking the opportunity to using this data to the of the rate concept. We will take the rate dxu over dt profile, and also that would be equal to the at time t bar or the t average. First of all, I will discuss the time t bar. Okay, in case of t bar, what we will do, we will start with the time interval. Here is the time interval 0 and 1. So 0 plus 1 divided by 2, answer is 0.5, because we are getting the average. We are getting the average, that is called t bar, t average. T average is, in the first case, that is 0.5. And in case we have the value 1 and 2, it means 1 plus 2 is 3 divided by 2, answer is 1.5. Next is 2.5, then 3.5, then 4.5, then 5.5, and then 9. These are our time bar, time average. Okay, in case of rate, we will divide this delta xu over delta t, and we will get the, for example, delta xu is our this amount. This is our cumulative amount. Okay, we will divide this equation, this 40. For example, first one is we will have to write the 40, and other is a difference of the say 40 and 60. That answer is 20. 20 divided by time difference, which is equal to 1.5. Yeah, the time difference is here. 1.5 minus 0.5, answer is 1, and now 20. 60 minus 40 is 20, and 1.5 minus 0.5 is 1. 20 by 1 is 20. And same case, when we move another, that is 70 minus 60, answer is 10. 2.5 minus 1, 10 by 1, 10. 75 minus 7, and then 1, then 5. Then 2.5, then 2.5, and the last one is 9. Okay, we will, last one is 0.21, sorry, 0.21. And here is 1.25. Now we have the same profile, just like the plasma. Now we have another graphical presentation. In this graph, we will construct a straight line of rate dxu over dt at t bar versus t bar, and we will get another straight line. Once again, this straight line will give us half-life by taking the two exact half points and having the subtraction of the time difference, t bar, t half. And same case, we can check the rate constant k, yes, ln C2 minus ln C1 over T2 minus T1. Same area under the curve and the other parameters we can calculate by using the rate method. Conclusion is, in case of urinary data, we have two approaches. One approach is ARE, amount remaining to be excreted, and other approach is rate constant, rate method. In case of rate, we will first take the time average, and this time average is actually getting us, we will get the dt, and dxu will get from the cumulative one, and we will have the dxu over dt, that is equal to the rate constant method. By constructing the graph of the rate constant, we will have the values of same half-life, rate constant, and all the other parameters. Okay, in case of rate constant, we can use the equation. For example, when we moving towards the equation, because in case of ARE method, we have calculations of xu at infinity time infinity minus xu at time t would be equal to the ARE. That was equal to x naught e minus KUT. And same case, in case of rate, we will have the equation okay. In this case, for example, in the case of rate, we have to write dxu over dt is equal to kux, and this rate is now dxu over dt, which is equal to ku x naught e minus kut. This would be our mathematical equation for the Ku, and also we will calculate the same by using this formula, because we have to apply here rate constant Ku, which will be equal to multiplication of x naught e minus Kut. This is the actual amount of drug which is present in plasma, and then we will multiply this rate constant. This is all about our urine data. By taking the non-invasive technique in our lab, we will have to make two practicals by using the urine values, and we will give the all of you the different data, especially when we make first groups, and we will assume that your groups are according to your roll numbers, and your roll numbers, if you have a roll number from start with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and having the first digit 1, it means your group is 1. For example, group 1 will be 1, 11, 21, 31, 41, and 1 we have the first one, so it's group 1. If we have the roll number 2, 20, 12, 22, 32, 42, it means my group is group 2. And same case group 3, having the roll number 3, 13, 30, 23, 33, 43, 53, and same group 4, and so on till 9, and the 0 group would be the 10, 20, 30, 40 will be the 0 group. And we will give you the 10 different datas which from which you will have to calculate rate constant, half-life, area under the curve, and clearance from these datas, and you have to you will have to use the data for the particular data which are included for your group, because we will include the different values for the different groups on your LMS worksheets. And when you will come back and we will check your graphs, you will have to make two graphs in our two labs. First graph is between ARE versus time, and other graph is rate versus time average, and calculate the same parameters: half-life, rate constant, AUC, and clearance. These are the parameters which we have to calculate. This is actually a demonstration of our lab and also our theoretical background of the drug calculation from the urine data. Thank you very much.